Introducing the Patient Oriented Discharge Summary, or PODS, a revamped version of our existing discharge handout. This upgraded discharge summary is designed with patients, their families, and caregivers in mind, using plain language to effectively communicate crucial post-discharge information. The most significant enhancement in PODS is its interdisciplinary approach. Now, all members of our healthcare team can contribute their specific patient instructions to a single, comprehensive handout. This ensures that patients receive a unified and clear set of instructions from all relevant healthcare providers. As a healthcare provider, you'll be responsible for recording your patient's discharge instructions and other essential information directly within your workflow pages. In the upcoming video clip, we'll provide a clear demonstration highlighting the specific areas where you can document this crucial information. To get started, select Provider View. Go ahead and choose the Transfer/Discharge or Rounding tab. Then, on the left-hand side, click on the Patient Instruction, Handout/DC Summary, component. Now, in the open text box, input clear and patient-friendly instructions that the patient should follow after being discharged. Then, click Save. Providers also have the option to include information in the Procedures and Treatment Provided section. Here, you can document the details of the treatments and procedures administered. Remember to click Save when you have finished entering this information. Another way to input discharge instructions is by creating a discharge patient instruction order. Follow your standard procedure to add this order, and within the comment box, input the relevant instructions. Don't forget to click Order for signature. In certain power plans, you'll find patient discharge instructions in the form of orders, conveniently listed under Admit/Transfer/Discharge heading. Choose the instructions you wish to include in the handout. You can make any necessary adjustments to blank fields before printing. We'll walk you through this process in the upcoming slides. Finally, click Order for signature and complete the ordering process by clicking Sign.
In the upcoming slides, we will provide a clear demonstration of the process to open, edit, and print the patient discharge handout. Please note that only nurses and providers have the ability to carry out this step.
To access the patient discharge handout, begin by clicking on the Transfer/Discharge tab. Next, scroll down to the bottom of the gray Component section. Under the Create Note heading, you'll find a hyperlink labeled Patient Discharge Handout. Click on this hyperlink. The Patient Discharge Handout is a comprehensive document that consolidates information contributed by the interdisciplinary team. It includes the components you've entered, and other details, such as patient information collected during the registration process. Some components that pertain to you that you may want to review are the My Hospital Stay section. In this section, the providers that have established relationships with the patient during this encounter are listed. When you scroll down, under the My Procedure and Treatment section, the information you entered under the Procedures and Treatments Provided free text box has pulled into this component. The information you entered under the Patient Discharge, Handout/DC Summary, free text box has pulled into the What to Do Next component. The information listed here also includes any of the patient discharge orders that were selected or entered as shown in the earlier clip. Earlier in the other clip, we selected a patient discharge order with a blank space before the ASA restart time. We can now add a specific length of time. Simply double-click on the blank space and add the desired information. Review the When to Get Help section. Standard instructions are listed. If this needs to be revised, you can do so directly on the handout. Further down the handout, the My Follow-Up Appointments section will automatically list any appointments entered and scheduled by Cerner. Any appointments that are not entered into Cerner can be added directly onto the handout by yourself or any member of the interdisciplinary team. This entry shown was added by the physiotherapist. Further down the page, the Medications section lists all the medications that were selected to be continued by the MRP during the discharge medication reconciliation. Please note that if the discharge medication reconciliation is not completed at the time of creating the patient discharge handout, a disclaimer will be present stating, discharge medication reconciliation is required for medication list. Please discuss medications with your healthcare team. Lastly, at the bottom of the handout, there is a note that states that there are multiple contributors to the document. The team member that opens the handout will have their signature on the handout. By having this disclaimer, the patient will be aware that multiple healthcare members have added their instructions and not all information on the handout is added by the member that opened the handout. There are two sections of the patient discharge handout that can be edited manually because they don't auto-populate from other parts of the patient's electronic chart. These sections are follow-up instructions to my healthcare team and other specialists consulted during my stay. When you are ready to sign/submit the handout for printing, please review the entire handout. Any blank fields can be deleted from the document by clicking X icon. Please note that after signing the handout, it becomes accessible to the entire healthcare team. To avoid duplicating the patient discharge handout, the system will alert you if there's already one for the patient's current encounter. To ensure efficient and accurate documentation, please avoid creating the handout too early. It's essential to coordinate with your interdisciplinary team to ensure all necessary contributions have been made. Alternatively, you can delegate the creation of the handout to the nurse, who can give it to the patient for review and teach back before their discharge. Once the handout is signed, any further modifications can only be added as an addendum. Therefore, it's crucial to thoroughly review the handout before signing. When you are ready to sign and print, follow these steps. Select the Sign/Submit option. Choose between Sign and Print or simply Sign. In our demonstration, we will select Sign. To access the handout, go to the Documentation heading. Under this heading, you'll see several documents listed as Patient Oriented Discharge Summary. These represent contributions from the interdisciplinary team. Its method of documenting patient discharge instruction is different than you. Look specifically for the document named Patient Discharge Handout. Select it. At the top of the page, you'll find the Final Report Status. Right-click on the document and select the Print option. The Medical Record Request window will appear. Choose the printer device you prefer for printing. In our demonstration, we will select 6 East. Click Send, and the document will be sent to that selected printer for printing. If you prefer, you can also request the unit clerk to print the handout that you've signed for you. The final document should resemble the example provided. Please go through a teach-back session with the patient to ensure their understanding and review the document together to complete the discharge handout workflow.